Hey, welcome back. My name is Jillian Bell. This is a flow practice for beginners. This flow practice incorporates a half sun salutation, a little bit of hip movement and opening, and then some nice restorative poses at the very end. Let's start in child's pose. So bringing the big toes together, knees wide apart, extending your arms out in front of you. Rest your forehead on the mat. And simply take this time to connect with your breath. And feel how your hips are, your shoulders. And see if you can get your breath to broaden into your ribs, into the spaces between your shoulder blades. Now start to activate the breath in and out of your nose. And see if you can make each exhale a little bit longer than the last. And last inhale in. And exhale, let it go. On your next breath in, press yourself up into tabletop with your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Make sure that you spread your fingers really wide and press into the inner line of your hands. Inhale to sweep your right arm up towards the ceiling. Twist your gaze up past your fingertips. And as you exhale, feed your right hand through your left and your left knee. Drop your right cheek down, and then walk the left hand up to the top right corner of your mat. And because this stretch is for your shoulders and your spine, send your breath there. We'll draw the left hand back to eye level. Inhale, sweep right arm all the way back up, twist to open, and exhale to release. We'll switch sides. Inhale, left arm floats, twist, exhale, feed it through. And right hand walks up to top left corner, rotate right shoulder back. And twisting is really good for spinal health, mobility, strength. It's also the universal counter pose. So anytime you feel that the body is tight, take a twist. One more breath. And we'll draw the right hand back to eye level. Inhale, sweep left arm all the way up. Exhale to melt it down. Go ahead, tuck your toes and lift up into downward facing dog. Slight bend into your knees. Feel your spine lengthen from your wrists all the way up high towards your bum. Root down into your fingertips. Maintain your breath. And think about one long line. And it's okay if you have to bend your knees to create space for your low back. And start to walk your feet forward towards the front of your mat, taking tiny baby steps. When you arrive, bend through your knees, grab opposite elbows, find a gentle sway side to side. And allow your upper body to hang heavy over your lower. And we'll come back through center, ragdoll all the way up. Head comes up very last. Activate your core as you do this. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Inhale, sweep arms overhead, gaze lifts. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart till you come to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms lengthen to shins. Exhale, hinge. We'll do that again. Inhale, sweep up all the way, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Again, lead with your heart. Core is strong. Inhale, halfway, lengthen. This time, plant your hands, and we'll step back to down dog. Reconnect with breath. Go ahead and step your right foot between your hands. We'll drop the left knee down, arms sweep up into low lunge. So think about pulling your biceps beside your ears, and then send your tailbone down so that you're not hinging forward at the hips here. That way, when you lengthen your low back, you're gonna feel more of a stretch through your left hip flexor. With each exhale, rather than thinking about dumping the hips down to the ground, I want you to think about pressing them forward. And then apply a lot of pressure into your left knee. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, plant your hands. Option to use blocks here. Send your hips back. Lift up your toes, finding half splits. Again, something common that I see in this pose is we hyperextend the right leg. So make sure that you bring a bend, micro bend into the knee. And work with your breath to hinge over the right leg. Neck in line with spine. Getting a really nice stretch on the back of the thigh. Inhale, bend back into your front knee. Lift your back knee up. We'll step back into down dog to switch sides. So then left foot comes forward. As you breathe in, release the right knee down. Arms sweep up, low lunge. Now sometimes we have a lot of constriction or tightness in our low back. So it's really important to actually activate and engage your glutes to help protect the low spine. Again, as you find space, your hips press forward. And watch that the ribs don't flare too much. That will take you into a back bend, so we want to kind of knit them in. Focus on breath. We'll take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, hands plant. Send your hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana, or we call monkey's pose, on the left. Breathing in, lengthen spine, exhale, hinge over left leg. The more you bend the left knee, the more space it creates for low back. So it is okay to take this here if you're really tight. Inhale, bend back into your front knee. Lift the back knee, step back into down dog. Focusing on your breath. Start to walk your feet forward towards the front of your mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. This time come into chair pose. So biceps in line with ears. Once more, if that's too much on your shoulders, your hands can come straight forward or hands can come to heart. And what I want you to focus on is sending the tailbone down. So a regular squat, you might send it back. Send your tailbone down. You'll feel the glutes begin to fire here. And see if you can sit nice and low, light on your toes. Take one more breath and exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, down dog. Right foot comes forward between your hands. Back foot drops 45 degrees. Rise up, warrior one. So this one, we take a big bend into the front knee, pulling the right hip back. Again, arms straight up. Root into the outer line of your back foot. Core strong. Exhale, hands plant down. Step back, down dog. Breathe here. Left foot forward. Right foot drops 45, warrior one. Lifting the arch of your back foot, send tailbone down, big bend into front knee. Make sure it's not collapsing inward. Send it towards baby toe. Big breath in. Exhale, hands plant. Step back, down dog. Take your break in child's pose. And take a couple of moments to slow your breath. When you're ready, come back into your down dog. We'll inhale to lift the right leg, working a little bit on our core. Bend through your knee, and then stack the right hip on top of the left hip. Option to flex or point your top foot. See how high you can lift your right knee up without opening the shoulders. We want to keep the shoulders nice and square towards the earth. Then when you're ready, bring your right knee behind your right wrist, cross your right ankle over, extending your left leg back, dropping down into pigeon pose. Feel your spine lengthen, breathe in, and then rather than curling through the back here, I want you to hinge just from the hips to come all the way down, and then inhale to come all the way back up. If you can this time, hinge a little deeper, maybe drop your nose to the earth. Inhale to come back up. Option to go even further without your hands, dropping all the way down, keeping a ton of activation into your glutes, and then we'll stay here to rest. Focus on your breathing. All right, inhale, rise to your hands, rotate out to your right hip, and then we'll swing the back leg around. So bring your right foot into your left thigh. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to start to walk your hands forward. There's no rush to actually grab onto the foot. We don't want to compromise the alignment in our back body to get there. So work with your breath to hinge. Maybe one day grabbing onto the foot. If you need to, you can also bend into your knee and hinge from there. It's actually gonna be more of a low back release for you as well. And then activate core, inhale to rise. We'll plant the right hand outside the right hip, press into your right knee, open up into stargazer pose, gazing past your left hand, core nice and strong. As you exhale, sit down behind your right heel, this time reaching your left hand towards the left foot. Right arm can come up and over or to the back of the head. We'll move through that one more time. Inhale, rise up, right hand behind the hip, sweep up. Exhale, hinge, back around, cross your legs, roll over your knees, come back to your down dog. And we'll repeat all of that on the left. So when you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts, bend your knee, open your hips, fire hydrant. Again, keep your shoulders nice and square. Maintain your breath. And then when you're ready, left knee behind left wrist, cross left ankle over, wiggle the right foot back. Feel your spine lengthen here. So once again, you can use blocks under your hands. We'll start by taking the support of our hands lower down, working with breath. This time, try to get the nose or the chin all the way down to the mat. Inhale, rise. This time, option to try without your hands. Glutes and core strong, slowly lower. So this is really good strengthening and mobility for the hips. When you're ready, hinge forward, drop into blocks or forearms. One of the biggest things I see about our pigeon pose is a misalignment, either rolling out to one side or the other. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's okay for you to explore those ranges of motion, just as long as you're coming at it from a safe place in your body, making sure you're constantly checking in if it feels good. Otherwise, proper alignment tells us to have both hip bones pointing straight down to the ground. Again, focus on breath. We'll rise up, rotate out to the left hip, swing your right leg all the way around. Again, coming into Janu Sirsasana, feel your spine lengthen here. Big breath in, exhale, hands walk forward. Option to bind. You can even use a strap or a belt or a sock, whatever you have at home to make it a little bit more accessible. And then inhale to rise. We'll bring the left hand behind the left hip, sweep the hips forward, open up, a little bit of a back bend here. Exhale to sit back down, reaching for the right foot, left arm up and over. Again, move with breath. Inhale, rise, press into left knee, hips forward. Watch how I drag my right foot in. Exhale, sit back down. Last time here. Activate core, inhale to rise. Extending both legs out in front of you. We'll take an inhale here. Knees point straight up, exhale, start to hinge. Notice how I'm not hyperextending through the legs. Folding over, neck in line with spine. Even if you have to be here to start, making sure that you listen to your body and never forcing it to go where it's not ready to go. Activate core, inhale to rise. One of my favorite things to work on is the core. It's really great for spinal health. So we'll start with Navasana or boat pose. With the feet grounded, you can lean back and hold on behind your thighs. This is a great place to begin. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can use the support of your hands and float your feet, bending your legs at 90 degrees. Now, if you want more hip flexors, your chest will lift forward. If you want more core, your chest will come back. So finding out where you want to be on that spectrum. Adding on again, you can take arms down by your sides. Make sure that you're not collapsing or rounding through your spine. So I want to keep the heart lifted here. Focus on your breath. Taking one more inhale. And as you exhale, drop your feet down wide to the sides of your mats. Grab onto your shins. Inhale, lift through your heart, gaze up. And as you exhale, start to round through your back. So this is a seated cat-cow. Tuck your chin a lot. Inhale to float and lift up. Exhale, release and round. Create space between shoulders. Lengthen your spine again, feet back to hip distance. So you can either repeat the first variation that we took of boat, or we'll challenge the legs and the core a little bit more. So take your hands into your thighs. Start to press your upper body back until your arms are straight. And then as much pressure as you can, place into the legs, and then try not to let your legs go straight. So you're resisting on both ends. You'll start to shake, that's good. Again, neck in line with spine. And then we'll start to walk the hands all the way down, keeping that pressure until you come onto your back. Bend through your knees. Take your arms down by your sides. Feel your low back lengthen, so you send your tailbone down, tucking the pelvis, and then when you're ready, hips lift up. So you can stay here. You can even slide a block underneath your sacrum. Option 2, clasp your hands, walk your shoulders underneath, pressing through heels, through the back of your head, and through your shoulders. Bridge pose. Now try to press your knees away from you. If you ever want more strengthening in your hamstrings, press more into your heels. If you want more strengthening into your quads, press into your toes. Breathe. And then we'll exhale to release the hands first. Activate your core before you come down. Lengthen tailbone. Hug your knees into your chest. Give it a nice rock side to side. And then we'll let the knees separate towards the armpits. Feet begin to separate. This is a modification for happy baby. You can stay here. If you can reach for one foot, maybe both. Think about dragging the knees down outside of the armpits. Press your heels up to the ceiling. Something I see a lot of here is the chin lifting up towards the ceiling. So see if you can lengthen through the back of your neck, keeping it in line with the spine. Maybe close your eyes. And we'll slowly release through the feet. Drop your feet down, pick up your bum, shift it to the left side of your mat, hug your knees into your chest, let them fall down to the right. Both shoulder blades flat underneath of you, and then extend your left arm, gaze to the left. Something that I see happen a lot of the time here is that the knees are too far away from us, and the knees are bent just a little too much. This can actually put a lot of pressure on your low back. So you want to kind of create these 90-degree angles in the body. And activate your core. Inhale to come back through center with your gaze first. Bend your knees, pick them up, shift them to the right, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Breathe. If you're having a hard time getting your knees down, you can place a block or a pillow underneath of them. And inhale to come back through center. Realign your hips, extend your legs, making our way into Shavasana. Arms come down by your sides, palms up. Take up as much space as you need here. Maybe wiggle out the legs, wiggle out the arms. Once again, make sure that your chin is tucked. Close your eyes and allow every muscle in your body to let go. And stay here in your Shavasana as long as you need. 1 minute, 10 minutes. It is one of the most restorative things that you can gift yourself. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you like it, comment, and subscribe. If you want a video for hips, I have yoga for hips. If you want a sun salutation video, you can check that out here. And we'll see you next time.